All right, Bannock County Commissioners are in session Thursday, November 6th, and we are ready to go. So Shandy, you're up first.
Good morning, Commissioners. Shanda Crystal, Chief Procurement Officer. I have one item before the board today, and that is to discuss a recommendation to award the request for qualifications to be placed on a survey review roster. We went out for qualifications for this review roster. This is something that we have had in the past. It is not required by code due to the dollar amount that we spend, but it is something that we like to open up to everybody and they have an individual reviewer for a month, and then they rotate between the three, and that's worked really nicely for planning and zoning, and they wanted to continue that. We did get 3 qualifications back in. Those have been evaluated and they've met all mandatory requirements. We would like to recommend that the board award slots on this survey review roster to the following surveyors: Stuart Ward, Adam Thayer, and Matthew Baker.
Okay, any questions?
No, I think it's a good program. I think it worked out well.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion then.
I'd make a motion that we go ahead and approve the request.
Okay, we have a motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I do have letters prepared. Perfect. We'll get contracts drafted up and sent to legal for review and get them out to the contractors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Scott?
Scott Crowther, Event Director. Do you mind introducing yourself to the commission?
Yeah, I will. Melissa Hartman, I'm with Bannock County Veteran Services, and I've brought with me today Jenny Wardlow with Toys for Tots and Stephanie Bercier with Toys for Tots. So Stephanie is the coordinator for Toys for Tots in our local region, and Jenny is the event organizer.
Okay, welcome.
So this year, the event, the Christmas and the Nighttime Skies, the people that have done that for a long time decided they did not want to do that this year. And so they just didn't put an application and talk to us really. And I guess when this group had heard that wasn't happening, they do want to do it. So.
So the Marine Corps League, through my role as Veteran Services and the liaison with the League, they are interested in seeing if it's even doable for them to help do that, because Toys for Tots is the benefactor of those 2,000 toys. So last year, Toys for Tots distributed 23,000 toys to area children. And so while that event in and of itself isn't a huge component, it does bring in some variety of gifts that get given through that donation, through that event. It also triggers what the foundation is able to provide back out, because it's a give and take program. And I'm here today just because I've been the co-coordinator for years with Toys for Tots, so I'm trying to help them a little bit. So if you want to hear from them, please stop me, and I'm happy to turn it back over for them. But so the event itself does multiple things. It's the 2,000 gifts on average that come in, but it's also the way that the foundation judges how much community input and community resources are given, and then that in turn allows them the policy to be able to match those gifts back out from the foundation. It's also about branding for Toys for Tots, just because the event itself was a Toys for Tots thing, or they're the recipients of it, and the Marine Corps League wants to do that. But then the most important part about all of this is that it's our community, and this has been a staple for 34 years in our community, and so we would really like to bring it back in, if anything, just for that piece in and of itself. So we needed to coordinate and see what we can do to see if the event center will let us do it there again, and then also get a fee waiver for the use of the facility. We have some things, we're not even 100% sure that we can pull it off this late in the game because we have to have $25,000 in sponsorship to bring the fireworks in to the event. They do have a fireworks company, and Stephanie, help me, Acme Pro Pyro. I believe they're the 4th of July firework company. They're willing to come in. They said they have a good program for about $25,000 for about 15 minutes of fireworks. And then they're willing to donate about 10% of that back out for the program because it is a charity event. They also have a $5 million insurance policy. And then the Toys for Tots Foundation can supply any other kind of liability insurance policies for like physical liability. I would assume that that's part of the complex is going to need that in addition to the firework policy. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is not a standard use of the complex. We do have people ask us every now and again to do fireworks. We tend to stay away from it, but because this is a recurring event, like we don't really ever question that use of it. We just we all know what to expect from it, and so I don't think it changes our world. The only thing we talked about last year was like the cleanup can get because they burn pallets, so there's a lot of nails, and those nails go in areas that people park during the year, and so it usually is just we just ask to try to help clean up that, but that's about it. From a Yeah, I think raising the money is probably going to be the only thing that really is a hurdle to those folks, but that's not necessarily a county concern or issue.
Okay.
And my question, one of them was going to be the cleanup that we talked about last year. And you ladies have been involved with this and been up there to the event and how it all runs and stuff. But the organization that had it, did they have funds and was they transferred or?
No, the reason they had to give it up is they were able to obtain the sponsorships they needed for the last 2 years in a row, and the lady herself was taking out personal loans to cover those. Then they had a death in the family, and then it became overwhelming, so it wasn't something they could continue with.
Okay, I just,
It's not a fund that has ever, it was kind of a family project more than it was a nonprofit organization. So
that's why I was just kind of asking. I mean, it's gone on for 35 years. And it seems like there would be some funds, but that's good information to have. I have no problem with allowing this in the facility. I think it's a great community event.
Did you have something, Scott?
Yeah, so people in the community do not understand how this stuff works. This is a private company that puts this on. They just assume that it's an event that happens, just like the rodeos that happen, or just like the soccer stuff that happens, or anything else that happens, even though they're put on by private companies. So we have received a lot of calls and people that get frustrated if we tell them, hey, it's probably not going to happen this year. There's a lot of people that get frustrated because they expect this event in our community. But I think that, yeah, I think it's a pretty worthwhile event for sure.
Okay, I don't have any problem with it either. I think it's good, and it's nice to be associated with Toys for Tots for that. So I would go ahead and move that we approve the fee waiver request and the event as presented.
we do need to make one quick change on this for the liability insurance for Toys for Tots. Jenny Lynn is the event organizer, but for liability insurance purposes, we need the contract to be under the coordinator's name. So if we could change Jenny Lynn Wardlow, event organizer, to Stephanie Bercier, local coordinator,
Yeah.
that would be, that way the foundation will pay for the insurance, we'll be okay with that.
We just changed it to Stephanie.
Stephanie, yeah.
Okay. You changing it over there, Scott? Okay.
And you guys can sign this one. It's just going through.
Right.
Okay.
And then as far as the dates on there, additional setup and tear down, the 28th through the 30th, is that correct?
Sorry. We just have the 29th, so yeah, you set from tear down would be 28th, 30th.
Okay, perfect. And is there any qualifications, like, if I got some guys from Veterans Court who needed to get some community service hours to clean it up, is there any problem with that happening?
And we have magnets. I think they usually, from a logistics standpoint, I think they usually have a skid steer that they get. I think they have a Coke. We'll donate Coke trailers.
Right.
I think there's just a few things like that, but I'm sure we can help out, whatever.
Yeah, if we could use any guidance that we don't
Yeah.
know, because we don't know what we don't know. We're there for the day of the event, and, and, you know, we're the recipients, but it's the first time that we'll ever be putting it together, and unfortunately, because they're so overwhelmed with their own grief right now, they can't really give us a whole lot of feedback about what we need. And so we're just kind of starting, it's the old program, but it's kind of starting over.
Okay, well, good luck. Good luck. Look
Thanks,
forward to
guys.
that.
Thank you.
Melissa, you want to stick around for a minute?
I'd love to.
Okay.
Did you guys vote?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Did we vote?
Aye.
You did
Aye.
not.
There we go.
You did not. I stopped you before you voted so we could change the contract, sorry.
We voted, there we go. Okay,
All right.
Christie?
This is just signature only. This is just a grant for the mini grants for the sheriff's office to do overtime.
Okay,
We do this consistently throughout the year.
okay. I would entertain a motion to authorize signature then.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and authorize signature on this.
Okay.
FY 2026 Traffic Enforcement Grant Project Agreement.
Okay, we have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Melissa, you want to come on up?
Yeah, I do. Don't ask me hard questions.
I'm going to ask you just one.
All right.
Would you just briefly explain what Operation Greenlight is?
So Operation Greenlight is actually a joint effort by the National Association of Commissioners and the National Association of County Veteran Service Officers. So it is to bring awareness. It's geared mostly for public and government entities to change their lights green, but we as a community are encouraging everybody throughout the area, not just our government entities, but our homeowners, our businesses, anybody who, you know, supports our veterans through this time frame, especially in this week heading up to Veterans Day. And so the goal is going to be that we're going to do this annually from the 4th through the 11th of every year from here on out, as long as we can do it. Change the courthouse lights green. I think it looks pretty good this year. It's amazing. You guys have done a really good job.
Those lights
with that.
are awesome.
They are
Yeah.
awesome. Dan does a great job and it
Yeah.
looks good.
Dan has done a fantastic job, and he's willing to get up on the roof and put those covers on. I'm like, that in and of itself has got to give him some kind of special
The new
award.
ones, they change with an app. They
Oh.
have the electricians put the new ones
New
on,
one.
and he changes them with an app. You do any color.
I love that.
It's great.
So we can do orange and,
Yeah.
so we can do orange and black too then, eventually? You know, like for homecoming game, orange and black? Yes?
We could do that.
Cool.
No. Okay, but yeah, that's what Operation Greenlight is. It's just an initiative, it's an awareness initiative. More than anything, it's an awareness initiative so that our veterans know that, and you would think that they know that we appreciate them, but I'll be honest with you, that's not how all of them feel all the time. And because of a lot of different issues, a lot of it is stigma, mental health issues, and other things of the ways they've been treated. Oftentimes that reassurance has to come a lot. They'll hear it, they'll believe it for a week or two, and then they'll forget that you appreciate them. So to be able to put those lights green, I know it seems like a simple project, and it has been. I know you guys have been willing to do it, and it hasn't been a hard project to do. But what it means to veterans who need to know that we support them, I think is the big picture.
Well, I'm excited to participate in that, so.
Yeah, me
When I
too.
heard about it, I was grateful to come back. I know you were a little hesitant, but when you found out how easy it was, let's do it.
That's exactly it. When you first said that, I thought, oh, I don't got time to do another project. And so I read into it one night and I was like, oh, You just want me to change the light bulbs and tell people to change their light bulbs? All right. So I'm telling everybody, change light bulbs. We've been on the radio a couple of times. I think next year we probably need to look at a little bit more of an awareness campaign earlier, just because I think it's so new that it is a simple project. But maybe even partnering with some of the local hardware stores to have a display with green light bulbs.
That's a great
You know,
idea.
I think that's something that we could do to expand it, just to make it easier for us to be able to say, hey, go to this store, they have a green light section.
I went to more than one store last year.
Looking
trying to
for a
find
green
those
light?
lights.
It took us a couple.
Yeah, I bought lights and stuck them up on, and mine run with an app too, on my yard, but, yeah, so.
Well, they were on sale for $4 a piece, close out at Lowe's, and mine just has a little remote.
That you can just switch them around? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Cool.
If our internet was good enough to meet that, we'd be okay. Ours doesn't reach to the garage door with lights yet. I don't know why. We just can't, but.
Okay, well, let's read the proclamation then.
Proclamation. The residents of Bannock County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost appreciation for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces, and the contributions and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and way of life enjoyed by our citizens. Bannock County seeks to honor individuals who have placed themselves in harm's way and made countless sacrifices for freedom for the good of all. Veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, veterans of foreign wars, religious groups, civil service, and by functioning as county veteran services officers in 29 states to help fellow former service members access more than $32 billion in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. Approximately 200,000 service members transaction to civilians communities annually, and an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civil life in the near future. Studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life, and active military service members transitioning from military service are at a high risk for suicide during their first year after military service. Bannock County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Therefore, be it resolved and with designation as a green light for Veterans County, Bannock County hereby declares November 4th through Veterans Day, November 11th, 2025, a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifices of our men and women in uniform transitioning from active service. Therefore, be it further resolved that in the observance of Operation Green Light, Bannock County encourages its citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying green lights in a window of their place or business or residence from November 4th through November 11th, 2025. We hereby set our hands on this 6th of November in the year 2025. Jeff Huff, Chairman, Ernie Moser, and Ken Bullock, Commissioners.
Thank you.
And thank you for all you do for our veterans as well, Melissa. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. It's my honor to get to do that.
Okay,
All
thank
right?
you.
Thanks.
With that, we're to the claims agenda. Anything on the claims agenda with questions, concerns, or comments?
No.
I would move to approve the claims agenda as presented then. All in favor, say aye. Aye.